All right, welcome back after the lunch. It's um sometimes very hard to keep yourself concentrated after a good lunch, but we hope that Rumi will keep you focused. Okay, so our next speaker is Professor Rumi Day from ISR Kolkata, and she's going to talk about collective dynamics of prey swarms, survival and escape patterns under predator attack.
Thank you, Ambarish. Yeah, I will try to keep all of you awake. Let me see how it goes. And okay, good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizer, Professor Debashish Chowdhury, Ambarish, and Prabal for arranging this beautiful meeting. And also thank you for the invitation and giving me this opportunity to present my work here. So today I'm going to talk about collective dynamics of prey swarm and emergence of diverse escape pattern and survival of the prey group while they are chased by the predator. This work is a part of PhD thesis work of my student Dipanjan Chakraborty. Dipanjan just defended his thesis few days back. And okay, so let me first show you a few examples of collective motion in nature. So this is flocking of hundreds of starling. So we can see that the birds, the starling, they together take turn, they twist, divide into multiple group, and again march together into one group. And so they move together, all these birds, hundreds of birds, they move together as if one single organism. So each starling respond to the neighboring bird to maintain this cohesive motion. And so this is really, there are fascinating pattern being observed in nature, this flocking pattern. And here another example of collective motion in fish school. In fish school, we find various kind of structure and pattern. So here are few pattern as you could see. So this is the resting school where we can see the fishes are scattered. They are oriented in somewhat random direction. In contrast, this is a highly mobile and ordered fish school where all the fishes, they are moving along the same direction. This is where individual fishes are circling around a core. This is a circling fish school. And this one is an example of tightly packed bed ball structure formation where small fishes like sardine, they form a closely packed spherical structure to avoid the predator attack. And so now the question is why this living organism, they aggregate and they stay together and move together in a group. So there are various reasons for group formation where the individual member, they get mutual benefit from one another. And there are examples of whenever they need to search food, they need to find new nest or migrate from one place to other place. So these individuals, they help each other to perform the task. So that way being in a group, that helped a lot. And there are another important reason is to avoid predator attack. So in a large group, there are many eyes which which can keep a careful watch of a possible danger. So that's why the overall alertness of the group increases. So it has been observed that the predation become difficult in a large group compared to compared to a solitary individual, because in a large group what happened, it become difficult for the predator to focus on a particular member. So that's why the attack encounter become diluted. And also the field studies show that the attack frequency decreases with increasing the prey group size, okay, because that enhance the confusion effect. And so in nature, this collective motion have been observed in different length scale. Like I have shown you flocking of birds, schooling of fishes, but collective motion also observed in microscopic, in a smaller length, cellular length scale. So I'll show you 2 examples in cellular length scale. So this is a collective migration, collective cell migration during wound healing. Whenever we have a cut in our body, so the cell collectively migrate to heal the wound. And this is an experiment done in Pascal Silbergen's group at Institute Curie. Here epithelial cells, when they are exposed to this free surface which is mimicking the wound, so the cells they collectively migrate. Okay, so let me I need to. So here you can see that the cell proliferate. So you can see this white spot. So cells started proliferating and then they start collectively migrating towards this empty space, which is mimicking the wound. So along it form a fingering protrusion. If this along the finger, the cells are highly mobile and coordinated, and this polar and the ordered motion decreases as we go into the bulk. And so this collective motion is, this collective cell migration is one of the beautiful example in the cellular length scale. So there is another example. It's a swarming, collective swarming of bacterial pattern formation. So depending on the environment and the nutrient condition, different kind of variety of pattern and structure been shown. The bacterial colony growth shown different structure. So this is one of the bacterial strain Pseudomonas, which are the hyperswarmer, which it exhibits high motility. On the other hand, this penibacillus, they show a much slower growth, a dendritic structure formation. Okay, so having shown this different example in different length scale, so now the question is that how this complex coordinated motion emerges from a large number of interacting individuals in a group. So how the individuals, they interact with its neighbor and keep track with their neighbor to maintain this cohesive motion. So I'm going to talk about 2 of the early computational theoretical approaches to study collective motion. One is boid model, which is proposed by Craig Reynolds, and another is cell-propel particle model, which is proposed by Thomas Vicsek. And then I will focus on our work on collective dynamics of prey swarm and how the local range of interaction it affects the collective behavior. The nature of the escape pattern changes, and the survival probability also depend on the range of the interaction. And the next part I will talk about influence of inertia on the prey-predator dynamics and how this inertia play a crucial role in setting up the food chain in any natural ecosystem. And finally, I will conclude. So this is the boid model. So boid model is one of the early computational model which was proposed by Craig Reynolds in 1987. It was proposed to replicate the flocking motion of birds, and the boids, it means bird-like object. And this boid model is based on 3 basic interaction rule, behavioral rule. One is the collision avoidance. So the boids, each boid, each bird, they are free to fly but without running into one another. So this each boid, they steer away from the neighboring birds to avoid the collision. And the second rule is the velocity alignment. So each boid align its velocity towards the average heading direction of the neighboring flockmates. And the third rule is cohesion. So each boid stay close to the nearby flockmates. So each bird move towards the average flock position. So that way the group remain intact. Just based on this 3 basic behavioral rule, it could simulate the flocking motion. And later on, there are many variants of the Boyd model have been studied and given lot of insight into the collective dynamics. And one of the modified Boyd program, in fact, is used in Hollywood movies. So this is, for example, this Batman Returns, so where the modified Boyd program was used to simulate the swarming of bat and the marching of penguins. Whoever have seen the movie will recall. That was quite popular, this Boyd model. And so the next I'm going to talk about this another pioneering theoretical model to study collective motion is a self-propelled particle model. It was proposed by Thomas Vicsek in 1995. So here the individual member in a group, they are represented by a point particle in two-dimensional space or three-dimensional space. Here each particles, they represent the living being, and that's why they are the active particle. So they generate their own motion, and each particle is described by the position Ri and the velocity Vi. And the position Ri and the velocity Vi of the particles are updated by simple interaction rule. Here, let's say there are n group of active particle, and this ith particle, they interact with the neighboring particles within an interaction radius r. And so the velocity direction of the ith particle, that is the theta, is updated based on the average velocity direction of its neighbors, that is the theta average. And there is this delta theta represents a noise. So this noise been introduced in the system to account any external or internal fluctuation in the system that may arise. And so depending on this simple velocity alignment rule, the position and the velocities of n particles are simulated. Now here I'll show you a few simulation snapshot following the Vicsek model. So this is like this is one of at the initially at t equal to 0. So this n number of active particle being randomly distributed in a square box of size L, and the periodic boundary condition being imposed, and the flocking motion have been simulated for varying different density and for different noise strength. So this one shows a representative snapshot for in presence of a small noise and small density. Here you can see that the particles tend to form a local group, smaller group. Here, since the density is small and the particle interact locally within a small interaction radius, so that the particle which are far away from each other, they don't see. So that's why they don't align each other. On the other hand, in presence of keeping the noise strength small, if the density is increased, so this small local interaction, it gives rise to large scale ordered motion. Here you can see that all the particles, they are moving along the same direction, and this is the flocking, represent a flocking state and order state. And if we increase the noise, so with increasing noise, the motion become more and more disorder. So here in presence of a high noise, it shows a completely disordered motion. The particle, they are moving completely random direction, though there is alignment interaction. However, the noise dominates over the velocity alignment interaction, and the system become completely disordered. So this model exhibit order to disorder phase transition as the noise strength being increased. Also, it shows the phase transition, order to disorder phase transition with varying density. And so Vicsek model is one of the very popular choice of model to study the collective motion. There are again very variant have been used of the Vicsek model, and all these theoretical and experimental studies have given a lot of insight into the collective motion. So one of the review article on collective motion, which is appeared in physics report. So this have done a very good literature survey on this collective motion. So if you are interested, you may have a look. And then next with this brief introduction, so I will now move my focus to the swarming dynamics of prey group while they are chased by the predator. And this predator, so group of prey, they always tries to find efficient strategy to escape the predator attack, and they optimize the chances of the survival. So the predator, it has been observed in nature, there are different kind of escape trajectory, escape pattern being observed. So sometimes the prey group, they form a circular ring around the predator and that way escape away. Sometimes the prey group split into multiple group and to confuse the predator and scatter away. So I'll show you few example of different type of escape pattern. So here one of the fish school is being attacked by marine predator. So here you could see that as this fish school is attacked by this, sorry. So as this fish school is attacked by the predator, fish school split into a different group and again march together to confuse the predator, and that way it could escape the predator attack. And there are also other example like here there is a bait ball of sardine is being attacked by a diving gannet, and this sardine, these fishes, they form a circular ring around the predator. So predator get confused at which direction to move because of this, they circularly rotate. And there are also here another example where chasing dynamics also observed. So here a flock of duck is being chased by a kleptoparasitic gull to steal the food. And so this is also another way of feeding mechanism to stealing the food. So here this gull is chasing the duck. So this kind of chasing dynamics also observed to avoid the predator. Okay, so now so we have developed a simple theoretical model based on the self-propel particle model framework as proposed by Vicsek. So this work has been done with my PhD student Dipanjan, and Sanchayan was my was my MS student who joined us at the beginning of this project. And in this model, each prey and predator have been considered as active particle. And this each here the prey and predator have been described by position Ri and velocity Vi. Here you can see a group of N prey shown by the blue dots, and this group of prey is chased by the predator, which is shown by the red dot. And here in our model we have considered that each prey interact with neighboring prey within an interaction radius r int given by r int, and in our model we have varied the range of interaction. So range of interaction of a prey group, prey could vary depending on the cognitive capability of the prey, is visual sensing, age, physical structure. So we have seen how as the range of interaction varies, how it affect the collective behavior, how it affect the survival probability of the prey group. And we have as this prey group chased by the predator, it moves in open space to mimic the real scenario in the field studies where the prey group move without any restricted boundary. So in our simulation also the boundary is not restricted and prey group move in an open space while chased by the predator. Yes. Yes, so there is also interaction. I will now describe. So there is a prey-prey interaction and prey-predator interaction. Yes, yeah. Just see that how we have modeled this. So as you said correctly, so each prey interact with its neighboring prey. For example, this ith prey interact within the neighboring prey within an interaction radius r int by a long range attraction and by a short range repulsion. So if ith prey moves away from the neighboring jth prey, so it will feel an attractive force, so it will come close to the jth prey. So that's why the group would be close together. On the other hand, if it moves too close, because of the finite volume, it would feel a repulsive forces and prey would move apart. And so we have written the equation of motion for each prey, where mass into acceleration, m into dvdt, this is the viscous forces, and the prey-prey interaction. So in this part of the talk, we have considered the dynamics in the over-damped limit. So the inertial force is negligible compared to the viscous force. So if you remember in today's talk, when the Brownian particle dynamics been discussed, it was discussed when inertial force was neglected in a highly viscous medium. So in living system, it also shows dynamics sometimes happen in a highly viscous medium. So we have studied the dynamics of the N prey group, N coupled N equation, and so you see that we find that the prey group form a swarm like structure because of the long range attraction and the short range repulsion. And in steady state, the distance between this prey is determined by the attractive strength beta naught and the repulsive strength alpha naught. Okay? Yes.
So, are you taking the interaction radius to be a fixed number, or do you?
Yeah, it a fixed radius, metric distance. Right. Yeah. So this is in a scaled unit. So we have varied the interaction radius. As in Vicsek model, like they have considered one constant radius. Radius was fixed. Radius in a scaled dimension, it was unit radius, within a unit radius. So here we have varied the interaction radius, like when there is no interaction, like zero interaction radius, to now varying where all of prey are interacting. And then we have investigated how the dynamics. I'll show you some of this plot. Yeah.
Unrelated question. In a realistic group, you probably have a variation in the interaction radius, like depending on, let's say, how far I can see, what is the physical strength.
Yeah.
Right?
So depending on their cognitive capabilities, that is, you are absolutely right. So each individual can have someone can see far away and someone could see a close distance. But no, we have considered a fixed interaction radius. Yes. Yeah. That's definitely is a possibility. Yes.
Previously, you have told that there is a noise delta theta, which is you have included in that computation.
Not the delta theta was in Vicsek model, where they have modeled the flocking. Yes.
Okay, but I mean, which noise kind of noise gets would fit here?
So in our model, we have not considered noise. So in Vicsek model, they have considered a uniform noise of strength. Now strength being varied. Okay. So depending on that. For example, in Brownian motion, you have seen in today's lecture, this is Gaussian white noise where delta correlated. Okay. So depending on the system, one could also model the noise. So in this, here we have not studied. I have studied in presence of noise, but here I have not. I'm not going to talk about. And also, like as he has suggested, there could be an inhomogeneous interaction radius. There could be inhomogeneous strength that also you have studied. But here I'm going to focus on two parts, like one is the range of interaction and another is influence of inertia. Yeah, but that's is definitely is an interesting one. So, okay. So do you have any other question? So if not, so now as I talked about how the prey interact. Now the prey group is chased by the predator. Okay, so naturally the prey group will try to escape from the predator, and the prey-predator interaction we have modeled the prey-predator interaction by a radial repulsive forces. So it will just whenever it is chased by the predator, so prey group would be run away from the predator. Okay, so and so the prey equation of motion of the prey is now prey-prey interaction, long range attraction, short range repulsion, and also the prey-predator repulsion. Prey would be running away from the predator. Now this is for the prey equation of motion for the prey. Now what about the equation of motion of the predator? So now the equation of motion of the predator also, this is the we have constructed, where now if you see predator is chasing the prey group, so predator will be attracted towards the prey group, and so there is a predator prey has been modeled by an attractive force average over all survived prey, and we have solved the coupled n+1 equation, n equation for the prey and 1 for the predator, n+1 coupled equation in a scaled unit. And we have varied the parameter, studied the dynamics for a wide range of parameter values. I am going to show you how the range of interaction is going to affect the collective behavior, and another is the strength of the predator also plays a very important role. So delta naught represents the strength of the predator. When value of the delta naught is small, it represents a weak predator, and when the delta naught is value of the delta naught is very high, that is it represents a strong predator. So predator is running fast, chasing the prey group in a faster, and okay, now in presence of a weak predator, irrespective of the interaction range, interaction radius, what we find, because the prey have a stronger repulsion from the predator as the predator chases the group, so the prey group could run fast enough and they could escape away from the predator and survive in case of weak predator. However, in presence of strong predator, we find that range of interaction, depending on the range of interaction, different kind of escape trajectory emerges. So the first one is where R int is 0, like where there is no interaction between the prey, and so the prey group is just because as the predator chasing the group. So let me run this movie. So as this predator chases the group, so prey just moves away from the, due to the repulsive interaction, moves away from the predator, and so the preys are somewhat randomly moving, and predator would able to catch the randomly moving prey. As time progresses, it could catch the randomly moving prey. So let me tell you one thing which I forgot. Here, as the predator is chasing the prey group, in our model we have considered if the prey comes close to the to a certain kill radius, then the prey would be killed. Okay, so that's why predator could catch the prey, and that prey is removed from the simulation. And here, yes. It depends on the strength of the interaction. So yeah, so these all are relative competition between different forces. For example, when the prey are moving away from the predator, so there is a certain strength with they will be moving away with the repulsive strength. Now predator will be chasing the prey group. So if the predator can, if prey could outrun the predator and then move away, on the other hand, prey group move with a stronger predator. That's why the stronger predator, meaning when the attractive strength delta is higher, so predator could chase it faster compared to their repulsive forces, and that way it able to catch. So the competition between the forces and competition between the strength, in the dynamics emergence. Yes. Yeah, kill radius, yeah, the result I am presenting is kill radius is constant, but we have varied the kill radius. Kill radius could also change, but the qualitative result remain the same. Kill radius also indirectly it says that how strong are the predator. So having a larger kill radius, you will be stronger predator. So the qualitatively changing the delta naught, the strength of the predator, that parameter, it also we have seen that have the similar effect. Yes, yeah.
One is that you have chosen the two different attraction. Prey attraction is different from the prey predator.
Yes.
Some strong reason for it.
Yeah, so there is a prey-prey, yeah, so the prey-prey interaction when prey group are interacting with each other with a similar member, where predator, there is attraction with the prey group as the predator is moving faster. And if you notice, since you have asked, so there is a exponent. So let me go back to the force. So here you will see it goes over 1 over r square. This is a vector 1 over r square. So only when, so this predator prey would predator attraction will be dominating over a close distance compared to, now if you see the prey, so here if you see the prey attraction, this is like harmonic potential. So this is like, yes, so this is again, okay, one can vary the exponent depending on, so competition between these forces eventually will determine the dynamics, yes. So basically when the prey group could move very far away, so predator would not be able to catch anymore, yes. What is the basis for assuming this exponent? So yeah, so we have also done the stability analysis. So it's basically kind of Lennard-Jones type of potential, so long range attraction and short range repulsion, and whether prey predator attraction also with a, let's say, 1 by r to the power alpha, 1 by r to the power gamma, and depending on they're in a certain range, when it is like, for example, we have considered here 2 or 3, but within even changing the exponent to other values also. I mean, yeah, we have not checked for many exponent values, but the dynamics would not differ much. Okay, but one thing is very important, the competition between different forces like prey attraction, prey predator repulsion, and the predator prey attraction, that has to be competing. If one is winning over the others, then obviously either prey group would escape away or the predator would catch the whole prey group. So that's why there is a competitive force is very important while modeling. Yes. Yeah, R kill is very small. R kill is 0.01 we have used. But the range of interaction we have varied with 0, like they are not interacting to 0.01, 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 2, all of these values we have. When the range of interaction is the prey interaction. And for the predator, when the prey comes within the kill radius, they are killed. So, only when predator could chase the prey group faster, it is very close to the prey, then only the prey, there is a possibility for the prey to come close to the predator and it will be killed. But when the prey group is far away from the predator, then the predator kill radius is not going to affect. It is independent. It is independently. Yeah. No, like I said, Lennard-Jones potential, like we generally use, right? Long range attraction, short range. So alpha beta, exponent, we vary the alpha beta, and then changing. Basically, it has to be, the concept remains when the prey group are going away, they are moving away from each other, they will feel a attractive force, so they will come close together. So the group would be cohesive. There will be swarm would be formed. No, here depend on the distance between the prey. Strategic means what you are. So you are saying, so one could model, so you are saying that one could model, so there are different kind of strategic rule could be imposed in the model, and depending on how they interact, whether they are going to survive and all. So here we have not imposed any kind of different strategic rule, just the same interaction. So the equation of motion remains same. Just changing the range of interaction, and you will see there are different kind of escape pattern emerges. Dynamically emerges from the no, I mean what you are saying, that one as a different way of modeling the prey predator, that is you are saying. So this is another way of building the theoretical framework, where we are mathematically incorporating the interaction between the prey and prey-predator group. Otherwise, there could be also rule-based, like let's say within a certain interaction, or it could, like velocity alignment could be one of these, like as one of the Vicsek model you have seen. Okay, so now coming back to, do you have any other question? Yes.
All the particles here are active in nature.
Yeah, so they can generate their, yeah.
They can generate their own forces also, that Ri and Rj both can change this,
Dynamically changing depending on the interaction. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so as I have discussed about, for when our interaction, when they are not interacting, so the predator could capture the randomly moving prey. However, when for an intermediate interaction range, R int is 0.5, where the predator start interacting, and there is certain number of prey start interacting, so they established a coordinated motion and they form a circular ring around the predator, and the predator stays confused at the center, and that's where the prey group could escape. Okay, so here I would like to again reiterate, we have kept the interaction and everything is same, the even parameter values are same, only thing what we are changing in the range of interaction. So that's it, just changing the range of interaction, we find that completely different kind of escape pattern dynamics is emerged. And so there another, I'll show you another another interaction radius, intermediate interaction radius, which is 1.2. Here we find as the again the prey are interacting with one another within this interaction radius, and as time progresses you will see that let's see it run. So as time progresses, it's they coordinate, there is a cooperative interaction, and the whole group they split into multiple subgroup, and here instead you can see clearly from this plot, and the prey group could splitting up into subgroup, and it could it could escape from the predator. And now this for another one, where for a large interaction radius, so here this is interaction radius is too large. I mean, when we call this large interaction radius, where on an average each prey is interacting all other prey, so the whole group stay cohesive, and the predator, there's a chasing dynamics emerge, so you could see the predator chases the group, and as time progresses, predator chases the group and catch the whole group, and the prey group is killed. Okay, so so this is to analyze the survival probability, that is the ratio of number of prey which is divided by the total number of prey, survived prey by the total number of prey. So we have plotted as a function of time. As you can see, for an intermediate reaction radius, for different interaction radius, this time plot been shown for intermediate reaction radius like R int 0.5 and 1.2, which is pink and red color. Here this prey group could survive. So one is where it has been normalized by the total number of prey, so you could see the prey group survived, and on the other hand, for a short range R into 0 or even higher interaction radius, as time progresses, the prey group are killed. Now to see further into the dynamics, how the prey are interacting, here we have plotted the contour plot of average number of interacting prey as a function of interaction radius and with time. So this has been normalized, so one value of 1, so this dark color, black color, represents that where each prey is interacting with all prey in the group, and 0 is non-interacting. So if you see, for a smaller interaction radius is the light color, this yellow. So here the preys are almost non-interacting, or very few preys are interacting. So they are, so that's why, since there is no cooperation, no interaction, So the prey would randomly move and predator could capture the randomly moving prey in the smaller interaction radius. On the other hand, for an intermediate interaction radius, so there is a certain number of prey which are interacting to establish a coordinated response to form a ring or split into different group. That's why it could escape. On the other hand, for a large interaction radius where each prey interact with all prey member in the group, so this is the black if you see, so this since all are interacting with each other, so the group stay very cohesive, very tightly close together. That's why predator could track the prey group and could chase down and hunt them down, and the prey group is killed. Yes. So prey is, yes, so we have not, so basically yeah, the prey group in prey, the group of prey is chased by the predator and it is move freely, so there is no boundary, restriction boundary. Yeah, for the period, yeah, we have not, yeah, periodic boundary we have not done, because in the field scenario generally when a swarm of prey is moving, it is like they have like there is no bounded place. So yeah, fish cooling in a tank, fish cooling in a tank in a, yeah, that could be like how it is, it has been. I mean, generally, for example, for fish cooling, as this is in a, I'm saying experimental observation where this marine predator been, let's say, a larger fish been introduced in the tank. So the fish school, they fish, the school fishes, they split up and then they kind of quickly turn around and then again march into the same group. So within a even closed box, I mean, whatever the given a large tank, and they do that. So that been also observed. Okay. Okay. So now. Okay, so we have plotted here, now we have calculated the number of survived prey in steady state as a function of interaction radius for 3 different value of predator strength. As you could see, for all, for this is again the stronger predator, weak predator anyway prey group would be survived, but you could see for 3 different predator strength there is a short range and long range interaction is not beneficial for the prey group to survive. On the other hand, intermediate interaction range has a maximum survival probability. And we have also checked, as observed in field studies, how the increasing prey group size, how the survival probability changes. So this is prey group is 50, 100 and 200. Prey group size been varied. So here you could see again the intermediate range is the maximum, survival probability is maximum at the intermediate interaction range. But if you see that as the prey group size increases, survival probability also increases, simply because of as the predator has to keep a track of a large number of prey, so it effectively reduces the strength of the predator, and that's why the large prey group increases the survival chances. Okay, so we have further analyzed the ordering of the prey group while they are on chase. So we have calculated the spatial correlation in velocity fluctuation, where delta v is the velocity fluctuation and of the ith prey, where v average is the mean velocity of the prey group. Here I have shown for 2 intermediate interaction range where prey group could survive, and correlation function is plotted for different time instances. As you could see, as the time progresses, the correlation also increases, and here the correlation length being plotted as a function of interaction radius with 3 different time. As the time progresses, the correlation, the average domain size, correlated domain size also increases, and also domain size increases with increasing interaction range. And after a certain interaction range, you see the correlation drops, the correlation domain drops. Here the prey group, they split into small subgroup, and that's why this drop been observed over here. So Now, to summarize, so as you could see that our study shows the local range of interaction could influence the nature of the escape pattern and the survival chances of the prey group. Short range and long range interaction found to be not beneficial, efficient for the survival mechanism. On the other hand, intermediate range where there is a certain number of prey interacting to establish a coordinated response to confuse the predator, prey group could survive. And also increasing prey group size, our study shows the survival also increases as observed in field studies. So I will next I'll move on to the other part of the talk. If you have any question, I can take up, or otherwise I can quickly talk about the next part, and then I will come back. And okay. So, so now I will talk about how the inertial forces could affect the prey-predator dynamics, and it has been observed in field studies that there exists an optimal mass ratio for the prey-predator system in any natural ecosystem. And this is this study has been done in natural savanna habitat on two predator-prey pair, cheetah impala and then lion zebra. And it is found that although cheetah impala is more athletic compared to lion zebra pair in terms of speed, acceleration, and also the turning, however, for each predator prey pair, if we look at, so then the athletic capability of the predator, it matches with its common prey. Okay, so in general, the predator have a higher muscle power, they run faster, but the prey could match the predator capabilities through the turning maneuver. So that way it helped them to escape. So basically, so this both predator and prey, they have a scope to survive. Okay, so they basically demonstrate an arm race as shown in in nature. Okay, so what we have done, this study been done with Dipanjan and Orkoyon, my both two PhD student. So here we have introduced the inertial forces, and all other forces, prey and prey-predator interaction remain as it is, and we have solved the dynamics in a scaled equation of in scaled unit. Here you can see the mass for both prey mass and predator mass being scaled by the coefficient of viscous forces, and when we talk about the mass, it will be the scaled mass. And here is another change we have done where in this part all prey interact with the all member of the group. Okay, and so we have so what we have found, we have studied it for both weak predator case and the strong predator case to see the effect of inertial forces, how the mass of the predator and prey affect the dynamics. This is for the weak predator. So here you could here, so this is in steady state, the prey group form a ring, and the ring structure is stable, and so for a certain MPD represents the predator, so this is the predator mass. So as keeping all other parameter constant, if we increase the predator mass, so you will see that the this stable ring structure is broken, it become unstable, and the chasing dynamics emerges. Okay, we have also done stability analysis to support the numerical observation. I'm not going into detail. So here now in case of strong predator, so we have varied the we have kept the prey mass constant and varied the predator mass for a different range. And here for a lighter predator mass, you see the scale predator mass is 0.1. For a lighter predator could constantly chase the prey group, and it could as the prey group tries to turn around to escape from the predator, but the predator, since it is lighter, it could quickly also change its moving direction and constantly chase the group and catch the whole group, and whole prey group is caught over time. However, here as we increase the predator mass and all other parameters are constant, here you could let's see, so here now the predator mass is increased to 1, it was 0.1 previously lighter mass, now it's slightly heavier predator. So here you could see as the predator approaches the prey group divides into subgroup, and then again it merge into a one group. Okay, and and as time progresses, these things repeat. And to analyze the direction motion of the prey group with respect to predator, we have plotted the order parameter. Here theta I is the moving velocity direction of the ith prey with respect to the predator, and here you could see that phi oscillates between 1 to -1, dynamically changes. 1 is when the prey group collectively moving in one direction, predator is approaching to the same direction, so that's why this is 1. And for a -1, when the prey group moves in the opposite direction to the predator. Okay, so it's dynamically, as you could see in this movie, it dynamically changes. So now as we increase the predator mass, so as now the predator mass is slightly increased, so predator takes longer time to approach the prey group. Okay, and also there is a delay in turning. So that's why, so here also see is approaches, prey group again divide, and as again it moves march into a single unitary group, and this repeats. But however, because of the little heavier mass, the predator approach and the turning takes longer time, and here you can see from the phi as a function of time, this frequency become slower. And now if we increase the predator mass further for a heavier predator like 100, so here there is another interesting pattern being observed. So the predator chases the prey group, so then prey group, as you will see, the prey group divides and they turn away along an arc, and by the time, because of the heavier mass, there is a delay in turning, and the prey group they escape away from the predator. And this kind of pattern been observed in free schooling. And so this is just to show you this kind of pattern observed. This is called F maneuver. So here the heavier marine predator approaches the prey group. So then now the prey, they turn around into an arc, and the heavier predator moves because it's a heavier mass, there is a delay. It takes much longer time to turn back, and by the time this prey group escape away, and as observed in our simulation as well. So here we have this is I have shown you some snapshot. By changing the predator mass, we have also seen how the prey mass in comparison with the predator mass affect the survival and hunting dynamics. So here the number of, we have run the simulation for a longer time, and the number of survived prey being plotted as a function of predator mass for different prey mass. So if you see, I mean on an average we see for a lighter predator, the prey group is killed, and because for a lighter predator it could constantly chase and outrun the prey group, and that's why prey group could be hunted. On the other hand, for a heavier predator mass, the prey group could survive because they could not, the prey takes longer time, it becomes slower, and then they could not compete with the prey group in chase anymore. And just to understand this in more clearly, so here the number of survived prey has been plotted as a function of predator to prey mass ratio. Okay, this is here you could see three distinct regime emerges. One is for the lighter lighter predator mass, where the predator is lighter compared to prey mass. Here the killed regime. On the other hand, when for a heavier predator mass is more compared to the prey, there is a prey group could survive, and there is an intermediate regime where there is a competitive dynamics being observed. So here some prey are captured and some prey could survive. So this is the this competitive regime demonstrate the predator prey arm race as observed in yeah, screen is theirs. Is this okay? Okay, so this is, yeah, so this our study also shows there is a favorable predator-prey mass ratio where this competitive predator-prey arm race has been observed. And okay, so this is, we have also checked how this transition regime changes as we change the prey group size. So here you could, this is the contour plot where the prey mass and the predator mass been varied and number of survived prey has been plotted along the z axis. This color bar, from the color bar, as you could see, even changing the prey group, there is not sensitive. On the other hand, for a if we plot in varying the predator strength, we see that the transition regime is strongly sensitive to the predator strength. To summarize, our study shows that the inertia plays a important role in determining the hunting and survival dynamics of the prey and predator. And there is our study shows there is a there is a favorable predator-prey mass ratio which demonstrate the competitive arm race, predator-prey arm race as observed in field studies. And I hope that this simple theoretical model which I have discussed, it give you a kind of glimpse of how a simple theoretical model could help us to understand the collective dynamics of active system. And yeah, finally, this is my group, my PhD student, Devangana, Budhaditya, Partho, Dipanjan and Orkayon, and thank you. And I would be happy to answer your question.
Thank you very much, Rumi, for finishing it on a dot. Okay, in spite of so many questions from the students, so you really kept them awake.
Yeah, I hope so.
So maybe we have time for one or two more questions if there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the question is not directly to the nitty-gritty details. My question is that you have motivated in the beginning with some experimental observations. So now that you have some new quantitative results, have you made any attempt to now connect it with experiments quantitatively?
The field studies, yeah, not any particular experimental observation, but from the literature search, as we could see that one of these, why the attack efficiency of the predator decreases with increasing prey groups.
No, so that I would say qualitative, which is correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
qualitatively,
Yeah.
like
So,
an existence
right.
of a preferred mass.
So, for example, the
ratio.
numbers that you get survival probability. So, have you tried to see whether the survival probability actually is corresponding to the numbers that maybe somebody has seen in experiments?
Yeah. For example, no. The answer is no. It would have been really interesting to see whether how the range of interaction could. But I think it is quantifying. It's a difficult task. I know for flocking people have done, and but this would be challenging in a field to do kind of interaction range. But I guess the mass.
For fish, I think it would not be very difficult in India. See, for birds, of course, you have to track. That's not so straightforward. But for fish, having a huge tank, and somebody in India may be able to do it. For example, some people maybe in IISc.
In fact, in our institute, IISc Kolkata, I have one colleague, Anuradha, who is working on fish schooling. Yeah, but interaction range, like I said, it is difficult. But however, how the mass could change, I mean, that would.
I know Vishwesha. I don't know whether you know Vishwesha Gutta.
Yes, I know.
So maybe
yes,
if you could talk to him,
maybe that
would
will
be very nice if you can make
some quantitative prediction, like you said. Yeah, that would be definitely nice.
Any other question?
You said that, for example, due to the attractive potential between the predator and the prey, so the predator is going to attack the densest portion of the prey.
Yeah, so it's a denser, so you can see that's the center of mass, around so it is moving towards the center of mass of the prey group, okay.
But in reality, it is usually fixated upon the weakest point of the prey. So for example, if the interaction is made such that the predator follows a particular prey, then
Yeah.
can we expect any changes?
Like someone also suggesting a different kind of strategic rule, like as you mentioned, predator could also focus on the one which is at the periphery. So at the periphery, whoever basically lagging behind, so it will be easier for them to catch. And so generally, yeah, so this, obviously the modeling, the rule could be changed. In our thing, we have not done. So this is there is always a competition, because it happens in natural scenario, as you said. The predator also, I mean, they try to target whoever is at the at the periphery. So that's why there is always competition in the prey group to, there will be who, I mean, how they are positioned. So whether who would be the center, and everybody knows there will be attack prone would be the outer one. So there is, yeah, that will be.
All right. So let's